Hello guys and welcome back by another video. Today I'm showing you how I make my horror game in 2D. I'm starting with the character, then I exported some tiles that I self-made, then I tested the game, see if my script was working for the character. I copied it from another horror game, but that was a fail. Here I make some tiles for everything that I needed, so you can see how I made these tiles and how it turned out. Then I exported it in Godot and started painting the map. Then I made some new tiles because I made a mistake. Then all the tiles that I exported has changed, so I did that. I asked ChatGPT for how to make a hammer, because then I started making a hammer with some blood, and then I scripted this, and yeah, I go back to ChatGPT's, and he or she helped me a lot. ChatGPT was the goat in this project, and yeah, I don't know why, but let's be real. Every script was right. Every fault I made, ChatGPT can help me, and I was very happy about that. By the way, ChatGPT is not a sponsor, guys, so I don't know, but yeah, I scripted a lot, and I asked ChatGPT a lot, but after a wall scripting, I started to make the hammer, and yeah, then I exported the hammer, and I wanted to give the player a hammer in their hands, but that turned out not too very well. I think that you say that so, but then I made the hammer, and the player must be pick up the hammer, but now if I test the game, it doesn't work because of that one line. It will work, but the hammer wouldn't pick up. So I asked ChatGPT again. So yeah, then I fixed it, and normally is now fixed, and I can pick up the hammer. So after all that, I made the player model, the jump, and that the jump was bugged, so I fixed it. And then literally after 2 hours of figuring this out, maybe 3 hours, I can make a hammer, but the hammer was way more difficult than the player. So after all this hard work, I finally made the hammer a correct thing. But here I watched a tutorial for the next few hour, and then finally, boom, and the hammer was working. It was a wonder, but the tutorial helped me a lot, and I love the guy who made the tutorial because without him I couldn't make a hammer properly. So after this long editing, the hammer worked. So literally I edited, I think, 2 hours, and the hammer worked. I picked it up, but the hammer doesn't goes away, but that is for later. So I made new sheets and new sprites to, yeah, fill up my map. And after a long time, I made the door. The door is the main thing for, yeah, my horror game, that you can go inside. You must unlock the planks from it with the hammer. And then after a long time of coding, after a long time of seeing things that weren't working, then I watched the tutorial again, and then I pasted into the door, and then it finally worked. But after all the scripts and shit I've do, the horror game wasn't cool as I think, or as I thought. I wanted more experiments, so I made 3 whole new scenes. I have the main scene, I have the house scene, because here I was working on the house, and later in this video I managed to create the 3rd and final scene of my demo horror game. Yeah, you heard me right, it was a demo. It's not fully out yet, but there will be a link in my description to the itch.io page that I will posting the horror game to. Here I decored some, or use some decoration for the map, and then I made a new tile, the warning sign. I made planks, I made stairs. So everything is self-made, so please guys, don't be mad if it doesn't look great, because I'm not an artist. And here is my 3rd and last tile, and that was the lab tile. I made a laboratorium for this, and now you see it. Everything was working, but this bug was a problem because I made the wall collapse shit. And here I made the final results of my horror game: the main menu, the continue, and the credits. And after all this, I had a final horror game.